Well, we're back again on the Listen to Low show where you are listening to Low. And remember what I said, 2 ears, 1 mouth. Brought to you by Sweet Fry Production. And like I said, motivation quote always important. It's our report to give you that motivation quote. I hope you take heed of it and apply it in life. Here's the quote of the day. Live wisely. Live wisely. Think before you act. Don't just act on being impulsive. Act on being, when you're smart, you act correctly. So you live your life wise. Don't rush life. Take your time. Life ain't going anywhere. If you live wisely, you know what's going to happen. In the future, you're going to look back and say, now I'm doing what I want to do. Hear what it said in Titus 2:6. In the same way, encourage the young men to live wisely. We have to encourage our young men to live wisely. It's that simple. It's nothing going to change where the man should be the one that controls the household. The man is the protector. I remember my mama always told me, when you go to bed at night with your wife, go to bed at night, make sure that you sleep closer to the door. So anyone bust in the door, anyone break in the house, anybody come in, you were there to protect the wife and the family. She always told me too, when you go to the restaurant, make sure that your back is not to the door. Your wife's door can be back to the door, but you have to make sure you can see who come in the door so you can protect. See, these are things that we have to understand, right? Showing us the things that what men should be doing, right? Encouraging them to do things right so they can be a provider and they can be a protector. In sports itself, it seems like that's what we're looking for in sports. It used to be a time where we're looking for in sports just to go ahead and just, go to college and go to NFL or just go and be a professional. But now things have changed so much where it's all about just money, 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 money. And we see that. The game have changed. And I understand have changed. Some have changed for the good. Some, I think, changed for the bad. But we as coaches have to still instill in our young men how to live wisely. They say most black men, as soon as they get money, the first thing they do is go buy a car, put rims on it, music in it, and change the car to something different. But then others just get the car, they just go buy a nice car that's already like that. And then the car's already warranted, everything protected, anything go wrong, you get it fixed. When you put added stuff to the car, insurance company don't even cover it. When you add rims, you add music, things to car, insurance company don't cover that. But if it come with it, it's already manufactured, they cover it. Live wisely. When you make a lot of money, right, we tell them, don't just go to money, get the money, go buy $1,000 pair of shoes, or $300 pair of shoes, or even $200 pair of shoes. I always took my kids to the store for school, and I told them, when you go in this store, here's your money. Come out with 2 pair. Don't come out with 1 pair. Now, of course, I got a look that was crazy. Crazy look. They looked at me like, what are you talking about? I want these, I want that. I understand what you want, but if you make a wise choice, you'll get double. Might not be the exact, but you get double. And in the long run, it pans out. Sure enough, I never forget when one of them went to school and lost the shoe, left the shoe in the locker room, came back, they gone. Now you come home to me saying, I lost my shoes, I need some shoes. No. Remember, you went and bought 2 pair of shoes. Now I said, find the other pair. Oh yeah, you never wore them pair because you really didn't like them. But now guess what? Because I'm not finna give you no money to go buy another pair because someone stole them. Guess what? You're going to wear that pair of shoes. 2 things. Think wisely. Encourage a young man to live wisely. What does it mean to live wisely? Other Bible versions translate the Greek phrase as to be self-controlled. Control yourself. Self-control. Think before you act. Control your action. Control your ways. It seems that we have lost the concept today, especially for our young people. The idea of embracing or even knowing what it means to be self-controlled, as far as I am concerned, that's really one of the key to life. To be disciplined, ourselves to do what we need to do so that at a later time we could do what we want to do. So if it's almost like a game. A kid playing a football game, he's getting upset, right? He's frustrated. And his actions, right? He's out of control. So now that you're out of control, now when the time comes and you want the best player and we need you in the fourth quarter, we can't use you. Because you're so out of control, we can't use you. So now we have to do things totally different now. We have to have a different approach now. So now when we want you to do something, you want to get in there and score that touchdown, we can't trust you anymore. So we have to show our young man how to have self-control. It goes for us like the belief. One of the reasons why Tony Dungy and Nathan wrote the book Uncommon Life Daily Challenge is because it was able to reach young men and reach them not just mentally, physically, financially. They wanted to reach men. Of course, like they also wanted to reach others, that felt like the key to living an uncommon life. All they need is God on their side. Since God, truth, and timeless are not gender-based, it's not gender-specific. However, as a coach, let's talk about as a coach, how you reaching them, how you reaching young men, how you reaching young women. If you're a volleyball coach or a coach that a girl's coach, it's okay. Many of them came from, we got to remember, as a coach, many of them came from different homes. And different homes mean different approach. I have seen many young men over the years who had role models to show them God designed for their lives. It was like it's so hard for me to get into it because I didn't have that role model. I didn't have that person. Now, I had God as a role model. My grandmother always take us to church and preach and put God in our life. But having that male figure in the house, all my life, it was tough. And most kids are going through the same thing. Right. That's why it was my desire to reach out to them and to have a blueprint for my kids and other kids, have a life of significance. That's what I want to do as a coach. And that's what we have to do. Let's set the blueprint. Let's set the foundation. Build a foundation of integrity. And then only when things go bad, only a chip will be taken off the house instead of the whole house blown away. Because if you don't build things on integrity and teach them in an integrity mindset, in an integrity way, when tough get rough, they can't handle that. But if you build a foundation on integrity, when the tough get rough, you can take it on the chin just like the rest of us. It's that easy, that simple. Think about him. Self-control is just one of the key things that young men, actually all of us, not just young men, all of us need to learn in order to live lives where we're intended to live and to become the men God created them and us to be. Self-control. I was reading this book, and I'm going to read this passage for y'all right quick. It said, whether you're a man or a woman, maintaining a core self-control will set you on a path toward development or basic qualities that are key to living uncommon significant life. Keys that focus on character, honesty, integrity, the priorities of families and friends, embracing your full potential and mission, and living in a life of faith and influence. Wow. All designed with the intention of helping you grow in the wisdom of God's plan for your life and to live out his purpose fully. What are we talking about there? The mission built on honesty, integrity, character. That was going to help the coaches in college pick the kid to give him a scholarship. If you're on the sideline as a coach and your players is bad word and profanity and cursing, and that's not character. You never know who's watching. Just happened the other day, and a coach called me and said, Coach, I love this kid. He's doing amazing. Probably one of the top players in Central Florida. He said, but they didn't know I was there, and I came to watch because I heard things. And it was proven. When it was up, he was the man. When it was down, he was terrible. Bad teammate, bad person, down the players, bad profanity. And then they know they curse. They know cursing is kind of been a way of conversation in nowadays. But that right then, that was just too much. He said it was too strong or too vulgar for him. So he couldn't offer this kid, and the kid don't have a lot going on. So we have to make sure that our kids are doing everything with honesty and have good character and focus on these things and do it with integrity. They got to understand that if you have these three things, you can be the difference from you getting that scholarship and another athlete getting that scholarship. We have to be the ones as coaches to make sure we relay that message to them, make sure they understand the key to living wisely. Hear what it said. It say, how is your self-control? How's your self-control? Because if you don't have self-control, how you going to help the kid or the player get self-control? If you on the sideline acting a fool, you on the sideline cursing, it's out there bad. It's terrible. I wish I could just go around and with a GoPro on, and I should have did when I coached a couple years ago, and see it. Did a documentary of it, but I just didn't want to bring down us as people. I didn't want people to see how bad, coaching was in certain environments, in certain areas, certain organizations. I don't want to bring that to the light like that. Let other people do it. See, if I do it, it's gonna go far because my connection, who I am. If other people do it, they're going to stay in the same little small community. Because my community is large, along with all the things, nationwide. So I didn't want to open the eyes like that. I was trying to see, how can I help change it? How can I impact it? How can I help the guys live wisely? And trying to, and because I did it with integrity, it didn't go as well, but it didn't fall. Little chips came off, but it stayed strong. We got to think about that as coaches. Strong in some areas, weak in others. Strong in some area, weak in others. So you can be strong in some area, but you're weak in the other area. How can we have both areas strong? How? Living wisely. Teaching them wisely. Strengthening them. Because now they'll be receptive to opening up, to doing things that are going to help them in life. Help them move forward in life. Help them grow as a young man. Help them grow as a father, a husband, and a great person. Help them grow as a football player, volleyball player, basketball player, whatever the case might be. If they do that, you will see the difference in life. You can tell just by the social media page of the coach and social media page of the what? Player. Go look at your coach and look at your player, social media, and match it up. See if they're on the same page. See if that coach showing them as they step at church, or they step at a meeting, or they promoting positive energy, a motivation quote, or they got a picture of them drinking, picking them flashing the gold grill, picture them at the party, picture them at the club, picture them throwing the dollars. Ask yourself that question there. Strengthen the weak areas and remain disciplined in the strong area. Listen. Reading this devotion every day is a matter of discipline and self-control. Keep it up. You are finding a key to higher your impact of God's kingdom. Live wisely. Stay strong. Stay positive. Get your mind right. Get your mind right. I'm just sitting here trying to put it in your life and make sure you understand that all they're going to apply when they get older. So once they go through different challenges and they live their life wisely, when adversity hits, they're going to be able to deal with adversity. They're going to come out of adversity. Then the next year, they're going to be stronger. I know. It's like I say, it ain't about certain genders, it ain't about certain colors, it ain't about nothing. All kids go through it. But if they're built on integrity and in character, and they're focused, and they got family, they got support, they will go through it as long as they listen and have self-control. They got to have self-control. Don't have self-control, the mental stage is going to set in. And now we got a problem. In college, they have mental counselors. They got therapists, all that for the athlete, because they know that they're going through it. They know it's tough to be a student athlete. Now with the money even involved, the coaches are stressed. The coaches are unfair. The coaches got politics. The coaches is confused. The coaches are losing. The coaches got kids leaving. The coaches got people on their back. They got family. They got children. Hey, it's just what it is. So if you can't do things right, and you wasn't built on integrity and have self-control, it's going to affect you even more. Commit to schools, commit to God, and not to a person. So when all fails, you're still going to be in good hands. This your boy, Coach Lowe. You are listening to Lowe on the Listen to Lowe Show, brought to you by Sweet Fried Production. Every week, episode after episode, we coming to you with knowledge. We give you that knowledge. And remember, guys, a good coach can change a game. A great coach can change a life. as long as he living his life wisely and impacting your life wisely. Follow us, like us, Camp King with a K12, Camp King 12 on YouTube. Like it, share it, follow it, and we'll see you next week.